Is there anybody in all of pop culture or politics or just in any category of anything who you would pay money to meet?
Pay money to meet?
Yep, like you gotta pony up a few $100 if you want to talk with them, or maybe more. Is there anybody who you are that desperate to talk to just once in your life, and you're probably not going to meet them any other way?
I don't know, man, because if you pay money to meet somebody, then it changes the dynamic. So I don't know.
So is there anybody where it's still worth it?
I'm thinking. That feels weird. I don't know that I would want to do it that way. I mean, if they don't want to talk to me, I don't want to like pay money to make them talk to me. That feels weird. So I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't think so.
If you could pay $10,000 and you get Vladimir Putin's undivided attention for 1 hour,
am I alone in a room with him?
Do some good with that?
Am I alone in a room with him?
You're alone in a room with him, and you can't be poisoned. There's a rule, and I think he adheres to that.
Oh, does he? Yeah. Are there windows? Are there windows in this room?
You're ruining the hypothetical. I don't know. I'm trying to pick the most outlandish thing I can where you're like, oh, well, in that case, I could do good. I could talk some sense to Vladimir Putin because I know something that would get through to him and we could solve some world crises. I don't know. I picked something stupid. I tried.
Sure.
I tried to think of something altruistic to see if I could nudge you toward I'd pay money.
I think maybe I would. I don't think it would work, but I think... Sure. Yeah. Maybe I could try to do some good there. Yeah.
Any entertainer at all where you're like, even if I'm paying money, you're just somebody I would like I just want to shake that guy's hand.
Now, I'm about to pay money to go be in a room with an entertainer, but I'm going to listen to the entertainer.
And who is this?
The band Relient K.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm going to a Relient K concert in Nashville. I'm excited about that. Huh.
Where does Relient K fit for you in your growing up, in your pantheon of important musicians who shaped you and who you care about? Where do they fit?
So Relient K was a little later than the primary stuff I used to listen to back in the day. But I would say I was an adult when I started listening to Relient K, and I was already married. And I remember enjoying that music with my wife. And so Tara and I really enjoyed that. It's really fun because I've got two sons, and growing up, my older son has kind of gravitated towards her music. She knew a lot of the 90s pop. Like, Tara's really, really good at knowing all that. But my other son, the quieter one, he's kind of like snuck away with my punk CDs every once in a while. Listen to little MXPX. Little ska, little OC Supertones, some Relient K, and so I've caught him, on the Spotify feed every once in a while listening to some Relient K,
Caught him like it's some sort of scandalous thing. What are you doing in there? Unlock this door. Are you listening to MXPX?
Are you listening to Sadie Hawkins dance? And so I bought some tickets. I bought some tickets to the Relient K concert in Nashville, and I surprised my boys, and we're gonna go this Sunday evening. We're excited.
What do you hope you get out of that? Experiencing that with them specifically.
I hope it's like the old school concerts where there's like this floor where everybody just kind of goes down there, and you have to stand up and be in there. I mean, there's not gonna be a mosh pit, but like, I hope there's this area. And I just like, hey, go up there and see. I'm going to probably take a film camera and be like, hey, run up there and see if you can get a really close film photo for me, which is code for I need you to have a reason to push toward the front of the crowd, Mm-hmm. So I'm going to do some stuff like that. I want them to be alone in a sea of people listening to songs that they like. I just want that. And I don't necessarily want them to be next to me because I don't want them to be looking at me for their cues on how they should think or feel.
Right.
I want them to go off and do that themselves. I remember I was at a Jars of Clay concert. I went alone.
Yeah.
I've been to several concerts alone. I went to a Five Iron Frenzy concert alone in Chattanooga one time. I drove to Chattanooga to go to a concert alone.
Did you meet and greet after that 5 Iron Frenzy show?
No, I didn't. I did not talk to
I thought I remember one time
Leonore.
you ran into Leonore and you were like, well, she's doing her I'm talking with fans thing, and it kind of feels weird. I thought I remembered you telling me about that one time.
Well, that was an MXPX Five Iron Frenzy show, and I went to that, and she was busy. She was just, she was on, and I was like, okay, she doesn't really know me. At that point, she didn't really know me. And I was like, and not that she knows me great now. Like, I didn't go to a dance with her or whatever it is you did. You went to an 8th grade dance, right?
8th grade. Well, that's a good memory. Yeah. 8th grade dance. Told me I dressed like a girl.
It wasn't like that. She was just busy, and I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to let her do her thing because it's important. I remember going to several concerts alone, and at this Jars of Clay concert one time, it was in Huntsville, Big Spring Jam, and they had this one stage, and they played, and not a lot of people showed up. And I remember thinking, man, these guys are great. And this was right after Flood. This is when they were doing really well.
Yeah, they were a big deal in larger circles. Everybody knew who Jars of Clay was for just a little while there.
Oh, yeah. And at the end of the show, I was alone, no friends, and the guitarist threw a pick. And I looked up, and I saw it curving. And as the pick curved, I reached up, and I caught it. And I was like, well, there that is. I can remember seeing it fly. And it's really weird because it flew at me and then it curved over. And I was very young. And now I know why that aerodynamically, I know why that pick curved the way it did. I know that now.
How about that? How about that?
I enjoy music. I don't typically listen to a lot of music that other people do. But yeah, I enjoy all kinds.
Would you be going to the Reliant K show if it weren't for the kids?
Potentially, yeah.
Really? I'm impressed. All right.
What's the best concert you ever went to?
That's a good question. Okay, candidates. I saw Journey and Toto play together, and I've told you about that one. That was phenomenal.
That's pretty sick. Yeah.
Journey was pretty good. Steve Perry doesn't sing with them anymore, and Journey predates me by a mile. To me, that's retro music. I grew up with 90s music, but Journey was still old school cool when I was a kid. So I kind of knew who Journey was, but then in the 90s, I gradually figured out they're rad. And then I discovered Someday Love Will... What is it? Separate Worlds.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, that's the coolest song anybody's ever written. It's
incredible.
Cool. It's so over the top and just absurd and serious, and I love it. Yeah, seeing them play was really cool, but they've got this new lead singer. They say that, but he's been the lead singer longer than Steve Perry ever was. He did great, but struggled a little bit live. I mean, that's operatic singing for 2 hours. It's pretty tough to pull off. But he came and greeted my son. It was a big, big stadium show. We were right up against a railing in one section, and the lead singer, Arnell is his name, he did a lap and was doing high fives, and it was all old people and bikers, kind of the Sturgis crowd. And he goes cruising by, and here's this little blonde-haired kid, and he gives him a high five, and it's like he noticed that he found like a squishy little hand or something, and he turned around and pointed at my son, and it was just a great moment. And then he gives my son the hang on, just 1 minute. He runs up, and he talks to the roadies, and they grabbed the pick that was played for the solo on Separate Worlds and ran it back and gave him the pick from, is that Neil Sean who played that? So, I mean, that was great. Toto, on the other hand, who opened for Journey, was the better band, and they were perfect. Best live performance I've ever heard until maybe last week. I'll tell you about that in a minute. And then Foo Fighters at Red Rocks was incredible. Have you been to Red Rocks?
I flew over it in a Cessna 172, but I've never seen it from the ground.
That mostly counts. That show was phenomenal. But the most impressed I've ever been by a show might be the one that I went to last week, which blew my mind. Should we just go there? Can I tell you about it? Are we ready? I'm kind of nervous about this.
I know what you saw last week.
Okay,
I know what it was.
You do.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll just tell you this. Not only did I take my entire family to see
Vladimir
Weird Al
Putin
Yankovic
play the cello, and you paid $10,000.
I'm not playing. I might pay for that. I went and saw Weird Al Yankovic with my family in Casper, Wyoming, and it was a massive event. I can't believe how many people came out for Weird Al, but boy, did they. Weird Al's 65 years old as we're recording this, and he put together one of the highest energy shows I've ever seen in my entire life.
Are you
It
serious?
was insane. Yeah. So here's why this is a big deal for us. Because I've listened to Weird Al longer than any artist that I currently listen to. He's the first musician I remember from childhood, because all of us kind of outcast loser kids loved his weird offbeat humor. And well, I don't know. Who's Weird Al? What do you, when I say that name, who is that to you? What do you know about him?
I mean, I know a lot of the songs he did. I mean, the first knowledge I had of Weird Al was him doing a parody of Bad by Michael Jackson. He said, "I am fat," or "I'm fat, I'm fat." And then I remember the music
low-hanging fruit.
I know the music video for that, and I think I saw it on MTV, and it was just so bizarre, and I loved it. And so there was that, and there's of course Amish Paradise, which is incredible.
Yeah.
But to me, he's in the same mental drawer as They Might Be Giants.
Okay.
So people that don't take themselves too seriously, but they're very, very good at what they do. And they're just super talented, and, you know, they're doing a lot of very difficult things there. But I don't have the relationship with Weird Al musically that you do. Like, it seems to be part of your formative, like, DNA. Like, that's a thing.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. But I mean, think about this. What other artist has been making music steadily, consistently, and very successfully with a large following since, when did he start? 1979?
Is Neil Diamond still around?
Yeah, but he's not doing new stuff.
Is he doing...
I mean, I think Neil Diamond's still alive, but...
Didn't we talk about this one time? Like, we talked about...
Yeah, because I sent my parents to the Y2K Neil Diamond concert at Pepsi Center on the night of Y2K. That's what we did. That's how they passed the time. That's how they counted down to oblivion.
Yeah.
Neil Diamond. Say that you'll marry me. That's what they did.
Gosh,
Coming
man.
to America. Yeah, Weird Al, man. It's the weirdest thing. How many genres, how many, what do you call it? Like turnovers and fads has he outlived? 25 eras of fads, maybe? And Weird Al, with his stupid Hawaiian shirts and his ridiculous hair, playing his accordion, he has outlived all of that crap that was so self-important and serious. We're making serious, hard-hitting music that's making important comments about how the world is. And here's frickin' Weird Al with his dopey accordion playing with his same buddies from when he was 18 years old the whole time. That's insane.
Does he
Who's
have
had a run like that?
So does he have a band? Like, it's a...
Yeah. The same guys.
I don't know. Bring me up to
Now,
speed
his
here.
drummer's name is Jim Bermuda Schwartz. It's amazing how a memory hook will make it work. I've known that they were musically remarkable for a very long time. I've just heard talented people say, no, Weird Al and his band they're real. They're legitimately wonderful musicians, enormously technical. And then I went and saw them in person, and they pulled this crap off. They did it live, dude. We added it up. I think he performed around 40 songs in this set.
40?
His catalog, yes. His
Isn't a
catalog's got
normal
to be
set
like,
list like a dozen?
yes, like a CD is a normal set list, and then maybe you get an encore or two. But Weird Al did costume changes for every stinking song except one big medley in the middle where he did a few costume changes on stage in real time. He wore the fat suit for Fat.
What?
Yeah. He's out there with this prosthetic fat face wearing this gigantic Michael Jackson just balloon blimp outfit with tiny little sausage fingers sticking out of the sleeves. And he did the whole song.
Was he actually singing, or was he lip singing?
No, he sang all of it. He did all of it in real time. He played the instruments. I mean, he was playing keyboard. There's One of his original songs that I still think is really cool and inventive is called Dare to Be Stupid. You ever heard that one?
No.
It's from the Transformers the movie soundtrack, like 1985 or 1986. And it's kind of prog rock, sort of like Devo, Whip It, sort of that genre. I don't know. It's sort of genreless. He wore this ridiculous hazmat suit and he's playing the keyboard and dancing and performing it. And it's vocally challenging. These are not simple little melodies that he's singing as a 65-year-old guy wearing boiling hot outfits for, I don't know, 2.5 hours.
Was
He
this
was up there?
outdoors?
No, it was in a stadium, an indoor arena. I mean,
An arena?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
tens of thousands of people arena?
No, it's Casper, Wyoming. I would say, I think the capacity at that event center is like 9,000. And the way they had it set up, probably 15% of it was stage and kind of blocked off so you couldn't use it. Everything else was pretty full. So I bet there was about 6,000 at the
Whoa.
event.
Wow.
So
that's
it was
awesome.
well attended. So he plays like 40 songs of wildly disparate genres because, you know, for the uninitiated, a lot of what he does is parody, but he also does pastiches. Do you know that word? Pastiche?
I don't. Isn't that the green ice cream?
Nailed it. Pasticcio. So I think the way it breaks down is this. I think a parody is when you take a song that exists and you change the words. Like it's just a direct, copy or whatever.
Okay.
A pastiche is where you kind of do a send up of the style. So he does a song called Close But No Cigar. And the joke is that he's really picky about women. And, he met this lady and she smells perfect and looks perfect. And, she's a classicist and a genius and socially elegant and gentle, but her one toe is just weirdly a little longer than all her others, and he just can't work with that. Close, but no cigar. That's the punchline. It's like 3 verses of fantastic imaginary women that this character just can't stand because of some tiny thing that doesn't matter at all. But the whole thing is done in the style of Cake.
Okay.
It is a Cake song. It's not like it's stick shifts and safety belts, and he just changed the words. He just took all their songs and amalgamated them stylistically into one thing. He did a song with Ben Folds, pastiching Ben Folds, but it isn't a parody of Ben Folds, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So as a concert, normally when you go to a show, you kind of get a lot of one thing. Like when you're done with Relient K, whenever this is, in a week or two, you'll have a lot of Relient K. You'll be like, that was about enough. That's enough of that style. It was great. I got my fill. With Weird Al, you got Smells Like Nirvana, which is a direct parody of Smells Like Teen Spirit. You've got a song called Word Crimes, where he's parodying Robert Thicke. What's the guy's name? Alan Thicke's kid. What's the guy's name? I don't remember his first name because he didn't end up sticking around or mattering. Whatever.
Gosh.
That
was
what's the
brutal.
song? Come on,
don't know
dude.
what you're talking about. But
You
it's
were
brutal.
alive for this. Yes, you. Oh my goodness, you were alive for this song. It was awful. It was a terrible era of music. It was like 8 or 10 years ago. You really don't have this?
Well, what? Give me some of just like anything. Give me anything.
No, dude. Okay,
Well,
hang on a
like
second.
hum the song. Say a word
No,
from
it's
it.
not. It's not hummable. This is my living nightmare.
Just
This
do
is the worst
anything
thing
other
that's
than
ever-
think to yourself. Like anything other than think to yourself would give me a clue as to how to help you here. Yeah. Yeah. Like is maybe
Dang,
there's
I'm
a
completely blanking.
there's no
Brother,
words.
all I can picture is the parody now, and that's what happens with Weird Al, and that's the problem. Is you'll just completely lose touch with the original song after a while, and you just don't have it. When I think of it, I'm totally going to tell you. Robin Thicke, that's the guy's name.
Oh, Blurred Lines.
Blurred Lines, thank you, that's the song.
Yeah.
Word Crimes is the parody, and I forgot the original. That's what he did to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bizarre. The point is, genre-wise, you jump all over the place, and you're just kind of exhausted by the end of it, but I really respected it. It was cool. So, How much money do you think a guy would pay to meet Weird Al after he puts on a show?
You did this, huh? Okay. $1,000?
Oh my goodness! What you think I'm made of gold? Do you think? Come on, man. Let's get it back toward reality here. I gotta eat.
To be clear, you are in the category of people that would pay money to meet a person after a thing.
Back around to the question. Yeah. Okay, you know me pretty well. We recently did a little quiz exercise about your knowledge of me that I didn't know was coming. That was surprising.
On the Unmade podcast?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice job on that, by the way, man.
Yeah.
Really nice job.
All right. So for the third chair, Brady reached out to me and asked me questions about Matt. And then, okay, so there's this podcast called The Unmade Podcast. It's great. Brady Heron, Tim Hine. And they talk about podcasts that haven't been made yet. And the joke is every podcast that can be made has been made. And they're like, no, there might be a few more. And so they come up with some podcasts that have not been made yet. That's the whole premise of the podcast. And Brady called me and was like, hey, do you have these answers about Matt? If I ask Matt this question, what will he say? And I was like, oh, interesting. And so he quizzed me, and then my understanding is he called you on the podcast and asked you what those were? Is that, like, that kind of thing?
No, he pitted you against my wife, Camilla Whitman, who bore my 3 children, nursed them, and nurtured them toward adulthood. He pitted the two of you against each other in a ruthless competition to see who would better answer trivia questions about me and my opinions and preferences.
Oh.
It was very troubling. Very troubling.
Okay. All right. When does it come out? When does the episode come out?
I don't know. I don't know how they do things over there. Maybe it's the next one up. But it was a mind-bending exercise. It sure made you think. Like, what would I say if I was being asked that about you? It was fascinating. You might want to, like, if the third chair is interested in this at all, you should definitely check it out. Brady and Tim are pretty good at what they do. At any rate,
Tim is the sleeper, by the way. Tim Hine.
He's a smart guy.
Is a smart Dr. Hine. I don't know that they ever talk about that, but Tim's got, like, I don't know, a lot of degrees or something. He's like a doctor. He just kind of yucks it up on the podcast, but he's a thinking man. He's a thinkerton. Here in the South, we would call him a sandbagger, meaning he is very, very, very smart, but he doesn't want you to know it.
Meaning he came down from the North and tried to make money in the South right after the Civil War.
That's exactly what a sandbagger is.
Yes, as we've established.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's play the game just a little bit right here. Who do you think I would pay money to go and meet a famous person? Same question I asked you. You now know one, Weird Al. Who else?
Who would you pay money to go talk to?
Because I'll tell you straight up, I paid $250 to meet Weird Al Yankovic for about 5 minutes.
Did you really?
I did, and my son paid for his own ticket with ice cream money that he worked all summer. I never would have done it, but he was like, Dad, I want to meet Weird Al. Oh, come on, dude, it's $250. I don't care. I'll pay for mine. You pay for yours, I'll pay for mine. I want to meet him. Come on, Dad, take me to the thing. Really? Okay, kiddo. All right. We're doing it.
No,
we're doing it.
that's
for real.
not how
Put
this
it on
went
the
down.
calendar.
That's not
That's
how this went down.
exactly how it went down.
You used your ice cream money and you asked your son to take you. Like, come on, buddy. I just need you. Like, this is the thing we can do together, and you can use your ice cream money to do it, and then I get to pretend like you had the idea. That's how this went down.
Buddy, I need you to read the following script so that when I tell Destin this someday, it won't technically be a lie. Just read the following words. Yeah, basically like that, right?
Yeah, pretty much. No, that's
now, he
awesome.
wanted to meet Weird Al, so now you know I will pay $250 to meet Weird Al. Who else would I pay to meet a famous person?
A famous person you would pay. Oh, I know this. Nikola Jokic, Denver Nuggets, basketball player. You would do that. You would do that. Don't even act like you wouldn't do that.
I haven't thought about it before. I'm not acting. I just got to think. Yep.
Yeah, you would do it.
I would do that. He's kind of my hero. It's weird.
Yeah.
That dude's like more than 10 years younger than me, and I totally look up to him. I mean, he's like 7 feet tall, so pun intended, I guess.
You would pay $1,000 to meet him if you could do it at his horse farm.
His horse farm? Is that what we call those now?
Answer the question, Whitman.
Brother, if I could ride around in one of those little buggies, those little Nikola Jokic Serbian buggies that he does with Nikola Jokic, yeah, $1,000, I'd pay for my own transportation.
Yes, you would.
Yep.
Yeah, you would.
I sure would. That guy's great.
You have called me fawning over that man more than perhaps any other individual in the whole world, with the exception of your wife. You're just like, dude, let me tell you about this press conference the other day. Dude, they asked this. This is what he said. Can you believe that? I want to tongue kiss him on the mouth. You didn't say that.
I never said the last part.
I added that part. But, okay, how much would you pay to tongue kiss Nikola Jokic on the mouth?
That's zero. That's that would ruin it. Then it would be ruined.
Yeah.
Then I'd feel weird every time I saw him on the telly. I don't like that idea at all.
I know.
How many times have I been wrong when I called you and said Nikola Jokic said something rad? Watch this clip. How many times have you been like, that wasn't rad at all? I don't like him and I didn't like that clip.
It's been rad 100% of the time. 100%
Thank you very
of the
much.
time. Yeah, he's
Thank
a
you
rad
very
individual.
much.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
He
All
like
right, okay.
Your fandom of Jokic has made me like Jokic. And what I really like, he has been elevated in my mind to John Stockton levels of awesome.
Great.
Yeah?
Yeah, okay. And why? Tell me why.
So John Stockton is the most unassuming. Like you see John Stockton, he played for the Utah Jazz. He was a great point guard. He was just like,
basketball player for the uninitiated.
Yeah. NBA basketball player, 90s. He showed up into the basketball games at like the NBA Coliseum he was playing at. He would show up in a minivan.
Yeah.
And then he would dog these dudes way bigger than him, and he would just make them so mad. And they like if you talk to some, I forget who it was. It wasn't Kevin Durant. Now I don't remember who it was. They were interviewing these people, and they're like, "Hey, who is the baddest player you ever played against?" There's some interview, I forget what it was. They're like, John Stockton. Like, the guy never won a ring, but he was the baddest dude in the world because he would just...
He was one Michael Jordan push-off from winning a ring.
Was he really?
He was that close, man. That close. Michael Jordan doesn't extend his left arm to get clearance for that fadeaway, and the Jazz win one. Now, I was rooting for Jordan, and I was rooting for the Bulls, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Anyway, Stockton's amazing. And I think the reason he was amazing, he was so, like, you just don't expect that out of that dude. Jokic is like this, I don't know, he's like a guy you would expect to be carrying luggage through an airport clumsily or something. And he's just awesome. He's just really, really good. And you don't know why he's so good, but he absolutely is. It's incredible.
Have you seen the pictures of him as a kid in Serbia when he's like 15?
No.
Dude, he's the tubby kid with the nipples you would make fun of at a swimming pool when you were a mean, ruthless kid and you feel bad about making fun of him now.
I didn't make fun of tubby kids. What do you mean? What was the nipples
comment?
comment?
You just a saint?
What was the nipples comment?
There's this shirtless picture of Nikola Jokic as a kid. I mean, it's not flattering, to put it lightly. You can Google that if you need to at some point. It's really not flattering. And so there's this meme whenever Jokic puts up a stat line like, 61 points, 22 rebounds, and 19 assists, like just stat lines that are otherworldly video game numbers. Practically he averaged a triple-double this year as a center. I mean, he puts up these numbers and he just cooks these guys with 4 million followers on social media. You're influencers and they're so important and so serious. And they get cooked by this super fat Serbian guy. And so they always show the picture of like, here's LeBron who just got cooked by, and then they show the picture of 15-year-old Jokic without his shirt on. It's just so funny.
I mean,
dude's a great athlete. He's in great shape, but it's a funny meme.
Yeah, I think the thing about Jokic is he's just very, very consistent. He's just going to do the thing over and over and over. And it's like you hear about how humans have the most endurance and they can just like run down a deer because they don't stop. That's Jokic, except basketball.
Ooh, I like that. That's a nice compliment. When they won the championship a couple of years ago, they beat the Miami Heat. You know, the thing you do when you win a championship is you go crazy and you be theatrical for the cameras because that's like your moment that'll be replayed forever. And so you really want to have a little thing, a little tagline or something that you yell, "Nothing is impossible," to look like, it's all scripted and ridiculous and so absurd. But you're supposed to do a thing when you win your first title to show how much you're happy. So everybody will remember that iconic moment. Jokic won an NBA championship, first in the history of the Denver Nuggets. And what did he do as time expired? He ran over to his opponents and greeted each coach and player, including the bench players, with handshakes and congratulations on a fine series. That was it. The first thing he did was bent over and untied his wedding ring, which he keeps tied in his shoelaces, and put it back on because he doesn't like to have his wedding ring off. Then he waved at his daughter and his wife, who he's dated since she was 15. And then he went and congratulated all of the Miami Heat on a good season and a good series. Then he got interviewed, and they were like, "Well, Jokic, say your thing. You earned it." And he's like, "We have done a good job. We worked very hard, and the job is done now. I can go home." But say your thing.
You're not joking. That's actually what he said, isn't it?
Yes, that's what he said.
My
and then
favorite
in the post game. Go ahead.
My favorite thing, the interview where they're like, "Okay, are you looking forward to the parade?" And he's like, "What is parade?" And he looks off, and they're like, "Yeah, there's a parade." He goes, "When is parade?" And they're like, "It's like in 2 days." He's like, No. I have to go home. I have to get to my horses. So good.
Oh, I love it. It's just so fun because it's such an image sport, and it's such a preening, proud, show you up game. And that's part of what I like about it. I've played basketball hard for a long time. I like the physicality. I'm not a big guy, but I really like to mix it up. I like to play the 3 or the 4, even though I'm barely even physically qualified to play the 1. I'm not a big guy, but I really like the physicality of basketball anyway. So I get why it kind of feels personal. It's a game that gets chippy. And I just love that Jokic is the anti-everything in that regard. Just infinite humility in a sport where it almost kind of feels like you have to be ruthlessly cocky to succeed. And he succeeds doing the exact opposite. And it's so admirable. And it's so humbling to me to see him succeed like that. So I root for him not just because I want my team to win. I root for him because I like the formative role his example plays in my life. I really genuinely look up to him.
So what you're saying is I'm right. You would pay money to meet him.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not tongue kissing. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably pay money to meet him. Okay, good point. Other than my answer was going to be, you're wrong. No one. I would pay to meet Weird Al plus no one, but maybe Jokic. My list is very short. That's the point. I don't want to pay money to meet people for all the reasons you said. It's weird and it's forced. It's kind of demeaning. So I felt real weird about going to meet Weird Al. Do you have time? Can I tell you about what the meeting was like?
No, I'm kind of done.
I understand. Yeah,
okay.
It doesn't matter. You wouldn't.
Yeah, okay. Okay, go ahead and tell me.
Oh, I mean, if you have time. Okay. We get done with the show, and they sold out apparently every single VIP ticket. 150 people bought the VIP ticket. So we're immediately cattle herded into this gigantic sweaty line. It reeked. People smelled terrible at this point in the show. And you could all bring one item to have Weird Al signed. So everybody kind of had their item with them. And that was fun. It was all props, little inside references to different things from different songs. And that was cool. Like there's a line in one song where he says, "My lucky autographed snorkel." So there were a lot of snorkels and spatulas. And he just kind of does random humor. So it was cute. I'll tell you what I brought in a minute. As we're in that line, we're talking with some of the people who work at the venue. and they are just marveling. They're like, we're going to be here all night. We've never seen a VIP line like this ever. We have huge names come through here. We've never seen a sold out VIP meet and greet ever. Weird Al, of all people, sells out apparently the VIP meet and greet all the time. But you got to picture this. 150 people in line to meet Weird Al, kind of going into the bowels of the stadium or whatever. It's 11:30 at night. Dude has just put on the most intense show I've ever seen in terms of personal expenditure of energy and keeping it together musically the whole time. These costume changes alone would be exhausting. Dude is 65 and he's a string bean. He's not a big dude. I mean, he's skinny and kind of lanky and like, I don't know, he has like kind of clown arms. He's just really flexible and gangly, right? I mean, you could just see the exhaustion on him by the time the show was over and he waved goodbye to everybody. And then he goes right downstairs to start meeting people. He's got to work through this line. 150 people. If you give everybody a minute,
it's 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. We both were able to do that math. So we get in this line and I'm observing who's in the line, and I'm kind of having a bit of an existential moment here. I'm thinking about childhood, thinking about my friends who also liked this music growing up, Adam and Chip, and we all knew all the words and everything. My buddy Jeff, who works with me on my daily 10-minute Bible Hour podcast, he knows all the stuff by Weird Al. My kids, my parents know Weird Al stuff. I mean, it's just, we've all got all this stuff in common because of these ridiculous lyrics that he's thrown together over the years. And I'm looking at all these other people, and so many of the groups are multi-generational, like grandpa and then daughter and then grandson, all together. No one in this line, including me, is cool. Everybody's a dork. This is not for the sexy people. Everyone was a dork. Everyone. Weird beards, bad hair.
Love it.
Poor posture, weird shirts, awful attire, sweaty. We all smelled bad.
What is cool
There was no
anyway?
pride in this line. What is cool? Well, let's make that not rhetorical. What is cool?
I don't know. It's like some socially, like some image that's made up. Cool changes over time. And I think it's a weird concept. But when you say people were dorks, it sounds like what you're meaning to say is people were comfortable with who they were.
Yeah, you're reading me right. I mean it as a compliment. There is no criticism in that. I was proud to be a part of that group. Great. Yeah, well, who are they going to see? A guy who, once again, has transcended every moment of cool in the last 45 years? All the cool stuff comes and goes. Got to get your hair like this. Yeah, whatever. Weird Al hair. You got to think this is cool and use these words. Yeah, whatever. Weird Al jokes. He's just laughed at everything we thought was so important and we were all self-conscious about in the middle school lunchroom for 45 years. He's just laughed at it. And so you had all these people, they've all gone through the middle school lunchroom at some point in their lives. And at some point, they all kind of leaned into the Weird Al music, the Weird Al vibe, and it kind of got us through it. I really felt a lot of collegiality with that line, and I'm good with it. I'm proud to be associated with that crew. So we go through the line, and it takes a long time, of course. I don't remember how late it was, but it was very late by the time we got in there. And we come around the corner, and this dude, his shoulders are slumped to a physical angle coming down from his neck that should not be possible. He's so tired.
Oh, Weird Al?
Oh, he's just defeated as a man. He's so tired.
So
By
it's
the way,
like that,
he had done it the night before in Nebraska and had to do it the next night in Idaho Falls.
So it's like the moment you get off the stage and you have that adrenaline release, but he doesn't get to have the adrenaline release because he's got to meet a bunch of people.
Yes. And yet, being just as friendly as he can be, and there's a photographer, and so you get to get your picture taken with Weird Al. And I'm asking my son, what do you want to do here? You want to go up together? He's like, Dad, I think I need to talk to him alone.
I need to do this alone, Dad.
This is something I have to do myself.
Why am I crying? That's a weird thing to cry at. Oh, man, that's funny. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So he did it.
I need to talk to him
walked
alone.
right up to Weird Al Yankovic. He made eye contact. He put his hand out. He shook Weird Al's hand. Weird Al asked him his name, and he said it. And my son said how much he enjoyed the show and how much he looks up to him. And thanks for making time to meet with us. Just really polite. He did a great job.
That's awesome.
I don't think they said anything super profound, but they took a picture together. Picture came out great. It was so funny because Weird Al's just doing this, yeah, okay. And then the camera goes on and he brings the energy for just that 1/1000 so that you get a good picture with Weird Al acting like Weird Al. And then it was my turn to come up, and so I didn't say much.
Did you ask your son to hold your hand?
Yeah, buddy, I'm a little bit sweaty.
I need
I
your
was a little
help.
sweaty, but it wasn't because of nerves.
I'm joking. I'm just playing around here.
I just told the guy, I've appreciated what you've done for a really long time. And he's like, thanks. I was like, also, I can tell you're exhausted. Thank you for making time for us. And he kind of smiled at that. And then I told him the other thing is, you just blew my mind. I can't believe you can actually do that. I mean, it sounds great on the recordings. I just can't believe you can do it in person. I'm so impressed with you and your guys. Like, great job. I said, the only show I've ever seen with that level of technical excellence was Toto. And he put his hand on his heart and was like, wow. Well, they're exceptional. So that's
a good compliment.
That's really flattering.
Like, that's a unique thing. He probably still thinks about that right now. Probably that's a really good thing to say. Yeah,
I'll admit I tried to think really hard about stuff that when people want to connect with me, every now and then somebody says something where I feel like, oh, you kind of see me a little bit. Thanks. Yeah, thank you. And I wanted to legitimately give a teeny tiny little thing back to somebody who's given a lot to me. I wanted to give them encouragement that maybe would stick a little bit. So, yeah, thanks for catching that. I tried, at any rate. So then I was like, well, I brought something to have you sign if you'd be willing. And he's like, yeah, of course. What do you have? And I'm just going to show it to you. We're on a video call here. We're not in the same room. But let me just show you what I brought. What do you think I brought?
You brought a Nikola Jokic jersey. I don't know.
Good guess. No, I didn't.
An inflatable swan. No, I don't. An accordion?
Your final guess is correct. I brought my grandpa's accordion. I dragged it through that entire concert. I'm not kidding. It is so big and
was I
so
right?
heavy. You're dead right. I brought an accordion, and every single fan at that show knew exactly what was in this case. I called ahead. When you buy a VIP ticket, they give you a phone number that a person answers. It's called the Weird Al VIP hotline. And I called it. And this guy's like, yeah, hey, this is Ralph. This is the Weird Al VIP hotline. How can I help you?
Is his name Ralph?
I don't know, something like that. Like, that sounds like a name that Weird Al would hire.
Well, don't call into question
like,
the
hey,
rest of
Ralph.
the story for me. I need this to be 100% accurate.
I don't remember. It was some very normal name. Like, normal to the point of almost being a little bit funny.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, let's say Ralph. Hey, Ralph. My name is Matt. I'm going to the thing tonight with my kid, and I want to have Weird Al sign my grandpa's accordion that he bought when my mom was little and that he used to play. But it's really big and it's really old, and I don't want to drag it to the show and then get kicked out from security or something. Do you think Al would sign an accordion? And two, can I bring that into the show? How should I do it? And Ralph or whoever, he just thought that was the best idea ever. He's like, oh, of course he'll sign it. He'll think that's so cool. Yeah, bring it. I'll call security. I'll call the venue, and I'll give them the heads up. And when they see somebody coming in with an accordion, they will already all know. They're going to send you to a certain gate. They're going to check it and everything, but I'll make sure it's fine. Hey, thanks, man. And then I just said a couple nice things. Like, I just really appreciate the way y'all are doing this. Just think the world of you and your team. Thanks. And he was just great. We just chatted for a while. It was awesome. And then we went to the show, and I brought this accordion that my grandpa used to play. I'm going to show it to you now.
Those clips sounded cool when you opened it.
You could hear that, huh? Oh, yeah. Hang on. I'm making a mess. Just a sec. I got to move a thing. It's kind of heavy. I gotta put this back on here. There we go. Okay. I want you to hear this case open. And then it has this super old, like, cloth that covers the accordion, like a dust cloth. What do you see in here in terms of the inside of this case? What do you make of this?
It's velvet. It's red velvet. This is what I imagine was in the case in Pulp Fiction. It's no
A Weird Al signed accordion.
no. So it's a red accordion. It appears to be made of phenolic. It's got gold.
Wait, what was that word? Wait, what was the word that you just...
Phenolic.
Phenolic?
Yeah,
What is that?
Phenolic, I think it is. Phenolic is an early composite, like pre-plastic, but it was like it had some wood fiber and some other like epoxy type stuff in it, and it looks
Really?
like that, but it's like a marble look. It doesn't.
Yes.
Phenolic is mostly brown, but this is red, so it looks like a cross between phenolic and Bakelite. It doesn't look plastic. Is it plastic?
I don't think so.
Tap it again.
So when I've tried to
Hold on,
explain
tap it again
this,
without tapping.
Here you go.
Do you have a pen or something to tap it with? Something rigid.
Hang on. Here we go. Just a second. I'm behind the case. Here we go. I'm back. Ready? Tapping it.
Oh, it does sound plastic. Okay.
Yeah.
Play it.
Maybe.
We know we're going there. We know we're going there.
You know we're going there.
Yeah, totally.
So I describe this material as being like mother of pearl. It's that same kind of swirly, like synthetic mother of pearl. We've talked about that before. How am I going to get this out? It's very large.
I suggest your
Very
hands.
heavy. Okay, good one. Come on.
We're watching The Office as a family, and I have wanted to say that's what she said no less than 10 times on this call because Michael Scott always says it. And so every single thing you say, that's what she said.
How many of them would have worked?
Doesn't matter. All right. So
most of them. All right. Hang on. So I got to unclip this thing. First of all, right there is where he signed it. So I brought this to him.
that's awesome.
He opened it and he said, "Oh, that's a beautiful instrument. Are you sure you want me to sign this?"
Gorgeous.
I was like, "Dude, this is my grandpa's. He played it, and he's gone now. I've tried playing it. I don't know. I'm not going to be an accordionist. So this would just be a really cool kind of rounding out of two stories that have meant a lot to me. So yeah, I'd love to have you sign it." He's like, "All right, I'll do it." He said, "Where do you want me to sign it?" I'm like, "Why?
Did you bring the marker, the silver marker for him to do it?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went forethought on that because I wanted it to look cool. And so I said, "Well, where would you sign it that it wouldn't get ruined if somebody played it?" And he said, "Well, let's do it right here." And so I said, "Great." And then he signed it. And then I thanked him a whole bunch.
And it says Weird
he's-
Al in print and then Yankovic in like a script looking print, and he underlined it. It's really cool. He did a good job signing that.
Yes, you can actually tell.
Can we put some like photos of this up on Patreon so people can see it?
Absolutely. Yes. And I will share the photo of Weird Al completely slumping away from me after he signed it with zero energy left in the tank. I signed your thing. I have to go now. But after he slumped over to the next people, he gave them energy too. It was very impressive. All right, we're going to play an accordion. I got to put on the straps to do it right. I don't want to drop it. It's a Weird Al autographed family heirloom accordion. Now, do you know how to play these?
I think with your left hand there, no, I don't. I have no idea.
I don't either. I think you pull this apart and oh, I made a sound. Oh, that sounded good. Do you want me to do a lot more?
Yeah.
I'm going to find one. So on the left side, do you see what's over here?
Bunch of keys.
There's like a bunch of keys. It's like each one is like a harmonica chord. On this side, there's buttons. Do you see all the buttons?
Yeah.
I'm not playing any keys right now. I'm just playing a button.
Any of the
So there's
piano
one
looking
button
keys.
here. And then on the other side, they're piano keys. Okay. So the keys play just like a piano. You know, chords you'd expect to sound good, sound good. Okay. But on the left side, it has buttons, like finger-sized buttons. And there's one here. Let me find it right there. There's one that has a divot out of the middle. Sorry, it's hard to be on the mic and play an accordion badly.
Yeah, I can hear.
There's a divot. So I think that's like that's your home row. That's your the little nubs you have on the two keys on a keyboard so you can find it. I think this is your locator button would be my guess. So I'm wondering if maybe if I press this will just be like a C chord that's built in. Feels like middle C is where you always come back to with the keyboard instruments. We're going to find out right now. Button depressed. Here we go. Now let's add, we're just going to roll a C major chord over here on the keyboard. Aha, it is a C. So then that complements that somehow, but I don't know what happens if I move to different buttons. I don't know what they all do. But I guess that's the idea. That's how it sounds like a one-man band.
I don't know enough about music.
You get this rich chord stuff going over here with your left hand. Well, at least I've got my left hand on it. I don't know, maybe this thing's upside down. Then over here with your right, well, yeah, I think I've got it right side up. Then over here with your right, you're actually playing the melody.
Without moving the literal accordion thing, the bellows, without moving that, just hit one of those piano-looking keys. Nothing.
Nothing.
Now just hit the buttons on the left, the ones that look like actual buttons. Nothing. So you have
I bumped the bellows a little.
So now move the bellows and just hit the piano-looking keys.
Okay, this is the bellows with no movement. Nothing.
Oh, so if you move the bellows and don't hit the button.
Nothing happens, and they're hard to move without hitting a key. So here's a piano key and the bellows. We're going to hit a G.
Okay, now just hit one of the buttons and do the same thing.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna try to guess.
What are you pulling against? Well, like how are you grabbing? Oh, there's a strap.
A big thick leather strap on this left hand.
And you're pulling against the strap that's over your body.
Yeah, so I'm using this like I'm pushing kind of out with my shoulders to get a little bit of resistance, and that sort of pulls it back against me. But the bellows are sort of off my body. I'm sort of pulling against the keyboard.
Yeah.
Like, I'm probably doing this all wrong. I don't know how to play an accordion. But the keyboard is kind of pressing into my chest. The bellows are sort of coming off to just the left. So they're moving a bit more freely. So we're going to try that G again. Here's the G with the C button. That's kind of fun. See what happens when you play two buttons at once. Oh man, that's a lot. I could see how this could be a beautiful instrument that you could play very tenderly. I'm not even joking. There's finesse to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's very Lady and the Tramp. I'm sitting here thinking about how it actually works because as you expand the bellows, you're creating a vacuum. So that means do this. Hit one button on the piano side, and then play it. Expand the bellows. No, that's contraction. Pull them apart.
Yeah, no, I got to get it all the way down so I can then pull them apart because I was like half open. It seemed like cheating. Okay, single note. Here we go.
All right, now push it back together.
I don't know how you keep it from having the obvious break in the note. I don't know how you keep it smooth and steady.
Yeah, hold on. It's not like circular breathing with bagpipes or whatever. Or it's okay.
Which Weird Al can also do.
So, expand.
Okay, you got it.
Contract.
But I can go that slow and hold that note. I mean, look at that sustain. Look how far out this thing's going. Oh my goodness. Dude, this goes further than my reach.
Yeah, hold on now. Okay, so that's expanding now. So just do, without talking, do an expand.
Sorry.
Well, go ahead and push it back together real quick. You gotta hit a note. Okay.
There we go. It's in.
All right.
I contracted it.
Now, without talking, just pick a note and then pull it apart and then push it back together and only hit the one button.
Okay. The note.
Only hit the one
is-
key. Yeah.
Only one key on the keyboard. Okay. The note is F.
So is it louder when you push it back together?
It's louder when I push or pull harder.
Oh.
So here's the pull, and I'm going to go for volume. I'm not moving at all. This is the exact same distance from the microphone as the last one. Here we go, but more torque.
Wow. So
now
it's
here it is quiet. With a G, quiet.
okay. So I'm sitting there thinking about how that works. It sounds like there's this thing in pneumatics. You have a check valve, which means things are going to flow only in one direction, or fluid in a hydraulic system will only flow in one direction. But there also appears to be a regulator of some sort, so it only lets a certain amount of flow through. But that can't be true because you're able to make it louder or less loud. So we definitely.
How else would you get dynamics out of this? You have to have some ability to do that.
I'm
So
sitting
it
here-
can't, it can't be a check valve or you couldn't have dynamics.
Okay, you're making me realize I don't know how. So a harpsichord is different because you have a rotating string or a moving string, and it goes against different strings like a violin. But this is different.
It does? That's what a harpsichord does?
That's my understanding.
I thought a harpsichord was just a different type of hammer on string instrument. Isn't a harpsichord just a lighter, harder, unfelted hammer on string?
Maybe I'm wrong about that. I always thought a harpsichord was like a continuously moving string, and then you would depress other strings against it. That's what I thought a harpsichord was. I could be wrong. I'm not.
Maybe it is. I have no clue. Yeah, I don't know the guts of a harpsichord. I have no idea.
I'm sitting here thinking
spouting
about
ignorance right
the
now.
mechanics of what you're holding, though, because no matter how. So give me a light note and then make it louder. Like, what's that called? A crescendo?
Sure, a note or a chord.
I don't know the difference. I guess a note is a single. Yeah, just a. Can you open it and then open it in such a way where it's angled and then push it back really, really fast so that there's no point of inflection? I don't know. That's what the calculus term would be.
I will do my best.
That's pretty good. Wow. It's making me
Yeah,
appreciate.
you can kind of get a little different feel depending on. Man, this is hard to describe. But if the bottom of the bellow is together, but only the top
Yeah.
is wide open, you can get a little different feel by kind of
And I think that's because of how
modulating that.
the muscles in your shoulders work. This is making me really appreciate
guess.
my wife's grandfather more, because he lived in North Dakota and he pulled out the accordion and he would always play, and it was a big deal for the family. And this is making me nostalgic for a thing I never experienced. And so I'm enjoying this. That's good. That's very
Sweet.
That's very interesting. But I'm still mechanically, I'm flustered because I understand that we are creating movement of air by opening or closing that device. And so when you open it, you're creating suction to atmospheric pressure. But when you close it, you're creating pressure, which makes me think there's the acoustic equivalent of a bridge rectifier in your hands. And it's making the air always go through the harmonica bit in the same direction every time. Because you can't flip a clarinet around the other way and blow it backwards.
You can.
Does it work?
I mean, you're going to get made fun of.
It's one thing. You're looking at me with a big accordion when you said that. You're like, you want to be cool? Because I'm cool. Holding an accordion signed by Weird Al. Dude, I am so very much enjoying this, but I am about to have to head on for the night.
All right.
Got to go be with family.
What? I don't understand this device at all, but it is now special to me, and I'm going to keep it around, and I'm going to break it out as a party favor.
Dude, you should just learn to play it.
You think so?
Dude, you could totally watch, like, music in ways that I don't. You could totally just watch a handful of YouTube videos. Dude, can you do the...
No.
Could
No,
you
I
do
don't know how
that?
that goes. No, I can't. No, I can't. But if you gave me like 15 minutes, I could figure it out.
Well, let's, in a future episode, we're just gonna, I want to know your accordion progress. How's that?
All right, so I've just committed to learn how to play the accordion.
Yeah. Yeah, you have.
Your terms are acceptable.
This episode of No Dumb Questions is brought to you by the patrons. That may not surprise you. That's kind of how we do this podcast nowadays. But what might surprise you is that Matt is going to make up a song on the spot about our URL for Patreon with an accordion. This is the first song Matt's ever composed on the fly. And
Ever.
yeah.
Yep.
And so
Second, I gotta get this set up.
we're going to do
What is the? What do you want me to do? What are we doing?
This is the
gonna be great.
baseline. This is the baseline, like Matt's skill with an accordion. And so, Matt, what I'd like you to do is just play a song and sing about how people can go to patreon.com/nodumbquestions to support this podcast. And just make it good, is all I have to say.
Oh, you want it to be good?
Yeah.
Just a second. I'm not.
And
I
try
forgot to strap
hard.
into the thing.
Try really hard.
You mean to try hard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. And a 1, and a 2, and a
Nope.
1, 2,
Crap.
3, go.
At patreon.com/nodumbquestions, you can support this podcast. At patreon.com/nodumbquestions, you can be a winged hussar. I don't feel like that went great.
I think that did the opposite of what we wanted. Okay,
All right.
I do have one more question before I have to leave.
All right.
I think this is going to be a toss-up. I can't ask it the way. I was going to say, well, let me just ask it this way, and then I'll tell you the way I was going to ask it. If you had to choose between 10 minutes in a room in conversation with Weird Al or Jokic, which one would you pick?
Jokic.
Because you've already had time with Weird Al?
Yeah, probably so. Probably so.
Why would you say that?
I do feel a little bit like I got what I needed to get out of that experience. I certainly would not pay money to hang out with Weird Al again. There's no reason to ever do that again. That was great. However, if somehow in the long and winding path of all the people that we meet and run into in our internet travels, like we know some weird people. I've got just a weird set of connections from this bizarre stuff that we've done. Some really fun, really cool people that I've just organically got to know. Well, if that ever happened with Weird Al, that'd be phenomenal. I would love to be friends with a guy like Weird Al. I mean, he's older than me. He's lived a different life, but he just seems like a good and honorable dude. I'd love to pick his brain. I'd love to bounce ideas off of each other. That's the kind of person I think I'd enjoy being friends with. I don't think that about many celebrities. I think John Krasinski and I would get along great. I think Jokic and I might not get along great because he's Serbian and I don't really understand how they do things and his brothers terrify me. But maybe we would. So, yeah, I guess once you paid $250 to hang out with a guy and say one nice thing and shake their hand and call it good, you're kind of done. But I would love to meet him under different circumstances and pull back the curtain and just talk about life and be people together for a while. That would be great. If I could hang out with one of those two guys and pull back the curtain and be people, I'd prefer Weird Al, I think.
You know, one thing, I was going to ask the question in a really silly way that I don't want to do it anymore. But one thing I would say is an experience that I've had with people that I didn't know well that made me learn about them really, really well was an escape room. I would love to do an escape room with some of these people. I was at this really weird YouTube event many, many years ago, and I didn't know the people that they assigned. They're like, hey, you five, if you want to go do an escape room, meet down here at this time. I was like, I've never done an escape room. That sounds amazing.
Who was in the room?
I don't remember all of them. I know one guy, his last name is Sanchez. He's an artist. I don't remember all their names, but
was Katy Perry in the escape room with you guys?
No. So we got into this situation. It was like an Egyptian theme escape room. And we get to this one moment, and I had decoded this thing or recognized this pattern, and we did this thing. And then we got to this other moment, and there was this set of blocks that showed up in front of us. And they're trying to figure out what it is. And then they look at these dots on the wall, and suddenly the nerdy people that were like carrying a lot of the weight up to this point were useless because they were musical notes. And we found these blocks, and the person that got us through was the musician that could do like exactly what you have in your hand. To me, that looks like just ancient Egyptian. I have no idea what all those buttons do, but they were able to play the song that they could read with these notes that were out of order. And it was such a really interesting experience. So I think a really neat way to interact with a celebrity or a person that you look up to, I think a really neat way to do that would be do an escape room with them. Because you could see what they do when they get frustrated. You could see how their teamwork skills are. That'd be really fun.
Yeah, you could maybe be useful and help them solve a problem as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that? Okay, final trivia question about me, and then we're done. I have had a recurring dream for years and years and years.
I'm sorry, that was
about having a conversation with one famous person. And I'm going to give you one guess as to who it is. And I will tell you this, it's someone you've met.
You've had a recurring dream about having a conversation with one famous person for many, many years.
Great conversation. Like I know this person, and we've talked about like solve problems, thought things through together, overcome differences in opinion. Like I feel like we're pals, but only from dreams.
Obama?
Yeah, it's Obama. Like of all the people to just keep popping up in my dreams and like, oh, there's Obama again. He's a good conversationalist. We should chat about things. I have this recurring dream where I just try to solve problems with Barack freaking Obama. And it's always really pleasant. And then I wake up and I'm like, it was nice. So I think I might enjoy talking with him someday. I don't know. Probably not going to pay money for that, though. And I'm definitely not having him sign my accordion.
Well, there's that.